Welcome back. CP Lagos Police Command, Olorin Darijimo, is still with us, and I would just like you to quickly wrap up your thoughts, and then we'll expand on other matters.
Okay. Thank you so much. So on the Pastor Chris Okafor issue, so we got it on the social media, what you have narrated of cases of multiple rapes. Equally, some individual came up with murder cases that which are all capital in nature. Equally, series of sexual harassment and other related matter. So it is based on that I directed the Deputy Commissioner of Police investigation in the command in charge of CID Panti to swoop in and get the pastor invited. Where he refused to honor the police invitation, they should probably arrest to answer to all those charges. Like you said, petition, yes, there's a petition filed with the Assistant Inspector General of Police in Zone 2, which we were not aware of. So it was in the process when the pastor refused to turn up on the day, because when he was invited on Sunday over the weekend, his lawyer get across to the CID and said they are going to present him on Monday. So we waited throughout Monday, we couldn't see him, and I said, okay, go and get him, because for those offenses, you need no warrant of arrest to effect the offender. So it was in the process, we were contacted at the zone, and they said they have the case for about 2-3 weeks. They have to do with the actress that you talk about that was involved with him, and they are looking into it. But I still insist that no, that does not stop him from honoring invitation. He should come to the command. So he honored that invitation on Tuesday, and the statement was taken, and since the complainant is there, we sent him there. While we are waiting for our own complainant, quite a number of them have been forwarded to us. So that doesn't obliterate our own investigation with what he has in Zone 6. So we are going to ensure that all the cases reported against him, even if it is on social media, because normally in police procedure, you can report your matter verbally, you can put it into writing. Even if somebody is seen to be somebody of, possibly, I don't want to mention this, somebody that you visibly can see that is not coherent in what he's saying, you still investigate such complaint from those individuals. So we are going to investigate everything that surrounds all the cases that have been reported against him. Where we find the culpability is there, then we are going to go straight after investigation to prosecute him, so that in public interest and for the interest of those who have been violated, one way or the other, that justice is done. And so, matter.
On the side, Kampol, rape is not a capital offense, right? Because it's not punishable by death. Or is it punishable by death?
No, when you say capital offense, it does not necessarily mean either punishable by death or by life imprisonment. A capital offense in nature that is not bailable at the level of the police. And capital in the sense that when you say rape, defilement, you talk about murder, you talk about arson and others. Those are not ordinary offenses. They are capital in nature, for which the offender, if found guilty, can be death or life imprisonment. That depends on the discretion of the judge that is hearing the matter, if to apply the full punishment that is enshrined in the law, or possibly if the level of involvement, because that's when you begin to have first degree, second degree, and even when you come to manslaughter. So the intention and the processes for which an offender has carried out the act, you know, equally dovetail to when we talk about gender of an offender, when some people started the process of an offense, some people continue it, and some group completed it. So all of them are as guilty as those who are in the chain of the offense. So rape is a capital offense, because it can't be life imprisonment.
So the pretext, we don't want to stay on this. Rape doesn't lead to being punished by death or life imprisonment. Is it possible?
No, it can't. Where you?
Which law? Which of the laws?
No, when you rape somebody, where is?
No, because we're asking based for public education.
That's what I'm saying.
This is the first time I'm hearing is a capital offense.
Yes, it's a capital offense. Where you, whether in the penal code, which is operated in the north, or in the criminal code act, which is in the south, where you rape a victim and the victim died in the process.
Okay, that's okay.
Yes, it becomes a capital offense. And any injury or pain that you inflicted on somebody and the person died a year and a day after such an encounter. Then it goes into to murder cases. So rape is a capital offense.
So in that sense, is it about semantics? What you really mean is that it's a major offense that, you know, could be...
It's not major, it's capital. There are quite a number of offenses that you can... The law doesn't say major offenses. Felonious offenses are there. Then those who are capital in nature are equally there. So rape is categorized.
That was really, by the way, just to help people understand what capital means. Capital means it's punishable by death, but apparently rape, if it leads to death, then that's the extreme of it. But majorly speaking now, there are a lot of people who are concerned that this case may end up like, you know, a lot of other cases, that there's a lot of buzz around it, but after a while it just fizzles out. So speak to us first about the resolve of the Lagos State Police Command to ensure that you followed this case through. What exactly transpired when he eventually visited the police? What kind of interaction did you have? And more importantly, how would you ensure that this does not fizzle out?
Thank you so much. You loaded your question about 3 or 4 or 5 questions.
It's a very important one.
We are going to do everything possible within the ambit of the law. Yeah. You know, for every offender, they have rights. That's what we call the rights, what we call the people in custody, the processes for which they will be handled. For avoidance of doubt, nothing is an offense except what the law stated to be an offense. And the law stating of the offense will equally state the procedure for which an offender should be handled. And equally will tell you what are the facts in issue to prove such an offense. Where we have prima facie evidence, once the complainants start trooping in because they've been coming, right, to us, and our promise in our press release that their identity will be protected, because that is key. Where somebody that wants to come out who is equally a member of the church, because we learned that some of them are equally married from some media reports. We are yet to verify that. So we are going to protect their identity, not only at the level of the police, equally give them security, because we have the right under the law to protect our complainant, to ensure that no harms come their way. So we want people to have the boldness to come out and substantiate all their complaints and put pen to paper about it so that we can go further in the investigation.
Well, maybe we'll come back to this issue, but just beyond the issue of the pastor, if we have to, I'll come back to the issue of this sexual violence and rape and all of that, because women have gone through hell and warm waters when it comes to these issues, and sometimes what they get when they get to the police is not something quite exciting to report. But let's talk about, this is 2026, this is the 8th day already, but we cannot just walk through and not look back at the performance of your command as far as Lagos security is concerned. So walk us through some of the things that you've done in collaboration perhaps with the government to maintain the peace, because sometimes we highlight the negative, we also need to look at the positive and then marry all of them together to have a robust society.
Thank you so much. Before I go into that, because I wish one day you dedicate the program to a lot of achievement that we have achieved throughout the last year, especially in Lagos, from February to December. There have not been any major incident of crime. You are here. If there were any, you'll be able to tell us. This is due to the purposeful directive from the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Adeolu, PhD, Nigerian Police Medal, in ensuring that we are on our toes and ensuring that we do the best to put police in the doorstep of Lagosian. Outside that, 31 gunboats were launched by the IGP around June this year, and 9 were given to my command. And this now were deployed throughout the river area. And equally make sure that I form a submarine tactical squad to beef up this marine detachment. And we had it all well. No any single incident of incursion through our waterway to commit crime in Lagos happened. And equally is the formation of the Coast Strike Force team, which when I came on board, the state government supported me. The IG provided all the logistics and all the equipment, and they are all working. This to complement the efforts of the RRS, which are on ground, to make sure that we intervene, because they were stationed in Surulere, where they can have free access to the Lagos Island and equally to the mainland in case of any floods of incident. And if you step out of your door, you will see that the deployment will virtually everywhere. So in addition to what we have recently is the upcoming, or what we call the Anti-Crime and Community Protection Squad. These personnel are those that were withdrawn on the directive of the Inspector General of Police from the VIPs, mostly from the Special Protection Unit and from the B-Ops in my command. So we constituted them instead of then allowing them to fizzle away. So this special intervention squad also to be able to police around Lagos. About 10 locations have been earmarked for them to ensure that we police Lagos. So essentially it has been a success story. And the Mr. Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, has been doing a lot to continue to assist us. So with the template that we have in Lagos, like I keep on saying, and I shouldn't be tired of saying it, that the government has set in place even before my arrival, anybody you bring in as Commissioner of Lagos State will certainly perform with that kind of situation, security setup.
Because the reason I'm asking that question, we saw the incident of the killing of the forest guards in Oyo. Oyo is not quite far from Lagos, and these are concerns that this is a commercial nerve center of the country. So that's why we're asking for this template. And if you can, in addition to what you've said, from your records, how many police were attached to VIPs from Lagos Command? And how many of them have now been withdrawn?
It will be difficult to give you the actual figure.
You should know that.
I should.
If the IG, we have about 11,000, so we should know that.
If you tell me to come along with the records, I'll be able to come along with the record for you. But I know they are in the hundreds. And as we speak, we have close to 500 on grant from Lagos that want to deploy for this special intervention. So you don't take me on that, because there can be more than that, because on a daily basis we still get them, what they call it, out on their duty. Some have already been deployed, but we are creating this special anti-crime patrol squad to ensure also community protection in this regard. The community equally involve the schools, involve the hospital, and involve all the vulnerable funds. But to answer your first question, we are quite familiar with what happened in the state contiguous to us. And I won't be here reeling out what we have done, because the bad guys are also listening. But we have ensured that we step up our deployment around all the area from Ikorodu to Ekpe to Agbowa to Ichede and the other area that are contiguous to other states. And visibly, even in the when you go to Bega, you see the Eco Strike Force team there. When you move in there, you see the deployment of the area command, the division along. And as we speak, we on regular basis, it was covered by your television station also, what we call the show of force exercise, which have been ongoing from September, and we're still on. Outside that is the convoy patrol on daily basis, so that we'll be able to nip in the bud instantly before anything will snowball into crime and crisis in the state. But I want to take you on I want to answer you, not take you, on the first issue of sexual offenses. You know, we want to encourage women to have the courage to come out. But quite a number of them live in trauma because they see somebody that violated them walking the streets, because they are not ready to come and lodge complaint about. It is quite easy to prove case of rape or defilement because it's scientific. As soon as you can get help, as soon as you can come to where the police formation is, lodge what we call prompt complaint. We are not saying if you lodge your complaint even after so many years, we are not going to investigate it. But it makes us to be able to get forensic evidence to be able to prove the matter. It's quite easy to send anybody that have committed either rape or defilement to court, and to be able to convince the court that this is the person that have committed the act. Because the essence of every investigation is scientific approach to put the suspect at the scene of crime, that this is the person. So for sexual offenses, it's quite easy.
I'd like to challenge you on that. The experience of SGB survivors with the police is to the contrary. On the one hand, most gender units, we wonder the kind of training that the policemen assigned to those gender units have, because the experience of SGB survivors is that they get a form of secondary abuse there, where they're being asked how the sexual offense was carried out on them. That's on the one hand. The prosecution is slow, such that the police is asking for funds. I don't know if that has improved now. For prosecution, for investigation, they're asking the victims to provide funds for investigation. These are the issues that discourage SGBV survivors, such that they say they're not even pursuing any cases, or those that have experienced such will rather not have an experience with the police?
No, thank you so much. You know, I equally challenge you on that to bring evidence, but not on the show. Anyway, maybe we can discuss that. Because for every police officer, even before now, from time immemorial, we have what we call the JWC, which are mainly populated by women, because women have confidence in talking to women. So when it comes to the formation of the gender unit of the force, they have been very, very active, and they've attended training within and outside Nigeria. It's top-notch what they do. In Lagos here, outside the formation of the gender unit by the Inspector General of Police and equipping them, the Lagos State government, I give kudos to the First Lady of Lagos State government, because she has intervened, and equally outside renovating the center, I've equally made sure that survivors don't go through processes of rigor in being able to establish their matter. And of recent, she has commissioned other facility that she has made available to the gender unit. So it is superb. And on daily basis, equally at the state government level, we have a supervisor in the Ministry of Justice. Mind you, most cases we prosecute, we derive the power from the Ministry of Justice, and they've been involved. So it's been a win-win on all the sides, both for the police, both for the survivor, and both for the government agency that superintend over what you do and supervise it. So it's not the case. The problem lies with the victim themselves, possibly with people who are parents to some of these survivors that are weighing on them because of what they benefit from those who have committed the act. And we have said crime is crime, no matter who commits the crime. And it's equally rampant for you to see instances where parents themselves are the perpetrator of these acts on both sides. But we have put that aside, and we say crime is a crime, no matter who is the perpetrator. Because you see where an uncle, or possibly an in-law, or possibly a brother within the system. But it goes beyond that also, to ensure that parents, especially mother, take particular attention to what goes on with their children and what. Because mostly, you see, we have so many cases that are related, but we prosecuted all the cases that comes to us. So I don't want us to be dwelling on hearsay, because in Nigeria, somebody said, without verifying it. We can open our record.
We'd like to see the results of what you're saying in the numbers of SGBV cases successfully prosecuted in Lagos, such that we can know whether indeed your report checks out.
Yes, we made it available to the press of recent. I was there. The First Lady of Lagos State, Dr. Kredena Bironketu, was there. The Attorney General of Lagos State were there. Local government chairmen were equally involved, and quite a number of commissioners of the state were equally there. So we reel out all what we have achieved for the year, and they know that it is impressive. And we, outside ruling it out, we want to encourage survival to always come out. And even at the local level, the gender units at the headquarters, we equally have them at the divisional level, where we take over matter that are very, very sensitive, that we feel their capacity may not be able to handle. But we have personnel that have been trained in and outside Nigeria for this purpose, and we are doing well in this regard.
Well, Commissioner, there's so much to talk about, but as we wind down, what is the outlook for 2026? And I'll reel out some of the issues that people have raised. First off, from the arrests that the police, in conjunction with the task force, conducted, the people they call Omotaku boys, or I think that's what they're called. Yes. Right. That's the street urchins, those you find around on the road, doing different things. Some of them were minors. A lot of people have raised issues about that. So what is going to happen with them? I'm packing a lot for you, Commissioner. Secondly, we've seen cases that people go to report to the police, and then you still ask for some sort of mobilization, either to fuel the car, to track your phone that is stolen, and you're thinking, come on, I've come for help. Why am I paying for police to help me? So that's two. How is the police handling that this year as part of your resolution? CCTVs in Lagos, just how well connected are you with what's happening in Lagos? Do you have a functional room or control room that you're able to see around? Because there are crimes committed here and there. You see people snatch phones in Lagos, and the people come to the police and they're like, where's evidence and all of that. So those three issues. If there are others, we'll let you know.
Thank you so much.
Maybe
you
add a tinted glass to it.
And the tinted, thank you very much, Jeffrey. And the tinted glass.
If you forget any, we'll remind
you. No, let me start from that.
We
when you talk about
tinted glass,
the first public relation officer in person of the CSP, Ben Udeyi, has come out severally. And I think we rely solely on what he has directed us through the Inspector General of Police that we should carry out as it's out to do with tinted glass. But if you start to discuss tinted glass issue, we may not leave here and it will take a lot.
So you're saying that
we are
enforcement
strictly to what the first PRO have said so that we can take time of it. Then secondly, when you talk about the street auction, I think that the period that you are talking about, even before I took over, which we have completely eradicated, you see the 1 million boys going out, people that you are mentioning equally going out, but we've eradicated it to the barest in Lagos. Because if not, you have a large staff here, maybe you should be more than 50 that works around there. One way or the other, one of your staff will have reported such an incident to you. So we've been able to police Lagos to the extent that nobody can commit any major crime on the street. Even the issue of traffic robbery has gone to the lowest level. As at 3-4 days now, I've been reporting no serious incidents reported throughout Lagos State. It's not due to chance, it's due to a concerted effort and everything that we are putting. We are not resting on our hands to ensure that everywhere is safe. You can imagine we have the New Year, the Christmas celebration, we have the Eyo Festival, we have concerts, about 4 or 5 that gather about 60,000 of people at different, there's not any single incident that's happened. That's to say, all our crime prevention and control strategies and other preventive measures that we put in place are working around the world. So that is being done. So when you talk about the issue of fueling, it's yesteryear that you begin to go to a police station and say, oh, there's no fuel, there's no vehicle. Those are gone. Especially in Lagos, the Inspector General of Police, the Ministry of Police Affairs provide us fueling for our patrol vehicle and complemented by the Lagos State government. On weekly basis, they give us fuel to fuel our vehicle. So it is unheard of that somebody, you want police assistance and they'll be asking you for no. But ASA will still continue. And Nigerians are good people. When you do good...
So if Lagosians have an experience to the contrary, with police asking them to provide money, a form of mobilization to investigate a case, what should they do?
They should report to me.
No, they can't all get to you.
No, they get me when you have instances like what we have. And on constant basis, they should report to the most senior officer in that the department, who is a DPO, or is an area commander, or is an OC on tactical.
But sometimes the DPOs are alleged to be aligning with the other party in the case.
What we are discussing is just essay. But if anyone gets to you, get across to me. Get across to me. Okay, but I am saying that it's non-existent. Right. Truly it's not.
Sippy, very quickly, the tinted glass case. Please respond to that. Because
I think I responded to it.
Okay. The CCTV didn't respond.
Oh, the CCTV...
sorry, I want you to answer all your questions.
When you talk about CCTV issue in Lagos, honestly, it's superb. We have thousands of cameras on the streets under the Lagos State security management team. Truly. But I cannot tell you this is their locations. We have thousands of cameras. And even Huawei is upgrading them now to AI standard. Honestly, I'm able to tell you that, but I can't tell you their numbers and the actual people. They are in thousands and they have been working. And we have used it to detect a lot of crime, even outside violent crime. Even one of your colleagues in one of the very prominent television station was brushed off the road and her car assaulted into the ditch, and she survived and everybody survived. But we use the CCTV of the state to be able to track the other driver that were involved, and we are able to get that the owner of the vehicle lives on the island, while the mechanics live on the mainland. And it's the mechanic that did that act. So it's working.
See, we're totally out of time, my colleague. So what's the number people can call at the HQ? The command, yeah?
Yes, I can give you 2 numbers, which is...
no, CP, you can call it out if it's possible.
Yes, why not? You can call 08032.
You have to slow down, CP.
You can call 08032569029, or you call 07019852222.
Thank you.
And
All
you
right.
get instant,
So those numbers, if people have concerns of urgency, security concerns,
yes,
they can call those numbers.
They can call those numbers, and
All right.
response will come. So I wish you people can appreciate the Nigerian police force, led by the Inspector General of Police, for all you have been doing to ensure that there's safety across Lagos and the entire country.
But I'm getting messages. Maybe the Lagos State Police Command is different from what you're saying, and Nigerians can confirm that from the numbers that you're provided. But I'm getting messages from people in other parts of Nigeria where they reported cases of stolen phone. The police was asking them for 250,000 naira to effect arrest. They beat it down to 150K. That's in Asaba, Delta State. And the police was still investigating even afterwards. And that's after they collected 60,000 naira from the petitioner to make a statement. So we want a better way of doing things in all commands of the police across the Federation. We must anchor at this point, and thank you very much. We've been talking with the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, CP Olorundare Jimoh. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
We'll take a moment now. When we return, there are more security concerns to address, but not in Lagos, in Oyo State. Stay with us. We'll be right back.